And five. Those that hear my voice, we're just going to take three deep inhales and then we'll start. Fall in love with the body as a consequence of loving the mind. The eyes are windows to your soul. Your mouth just tells me all that you know. I'm not talking about the facts of life. I'm talking about the little that you know. For me, I think we're all connected. The stars, the moon, and the birds. Trees are the same as the waves that crashes and flow when you sing. Poetry, action, investing, giving. What is the flow that you set? Killing some time, stealing the vibe with nonsense that covers your sins. No longer we have to pretend that the universe isn't within. Mind sees the fine, feeling divine. Actions turn water to wine. My name is France Limer. I'm here today on behalf of Financial Planning for Young Creatives. My end goal here is I would like in the future that creatives could speak about the six copyrights fluently the way we speak about everything else. Of the six, the one that's the most important is what they call a derivative right. There are six of the copyrights that you get when you get a copyright. I guess we should start with where do you even get a copyright? What is a copyright? In short, a copyright is how a creative retires, if you want to retire. And you get it specifically in the United States from the largest library in the world, which is the Library of Congress. Your derivative, though, this is more philosophical to explain. In terms of being expressive, in the moment when you were expressing something original, something emitting from your intuition, there were multiple streams, different avenues, different ways you could have gone with the final product, let's say, of your expression. A derivative is all those other paths. You have a song that you sung, going about it a little slower, that's a derivative. Going about it a little faster, that's a derivative. Now you have three different distinct versions of that same expression. This is the key thing to understand because even the major creatives, the ones that have done what you're going to do longer than you've done it, even in the worst of deals that they get with villains, let's say, you're still always able to express yourself, still able to emit from your intuition, and still able to go in different directions than the other people have. They may have a version of it that was slow. You can do a version of it that was fast. And by law, because it emitted from your intuition, it is yours. No one can take it from you, and it's sovereign. From a derivative, that's one of the copyrights. The other five are your right to publicly display it and also your right to publicly perform it. And it is my opinion, these are the only, outside of understanding derivative, that every time you express yourself, you should come from a different place, different energy. It has to be your number one thing in your mind that once you have the final work, you have to go around the world. I believe in something called tour life. You're making exhibitions, art installations, These are public displays, or you're doing concerts, you're doing premieres, you're doing even private shows at your own home. These are public performances. Both of these, though, you have something called tickets. Tickets to see your public displays, tickets to see your public performances. The ticket is your primary inventory. In fact, you need to almost consider the ticket as almost your only inventory that you need to have. Even in the case where you are a professional at expressing yourself or an amateur, having the ticket gives you a merch, having the ticket gives you inventory, having the ticket allows you to have something to generate cash flow, to do more exhibits, more public displays, more public performances. Therefore, the intuition that you emitted can grow among the people. Beyond this is simply a reproduction. The reproduction right is the ability to take that intuition that we're talking about, that expression that we're talking about, and convert it into other fixed formats. For example, the poem I said at the beginning of this piece, the fact that it's in a video now is a reproduction. The video turning into a CD is another form of a reproduction. The video turning into a DVD is another form of a reproduction. And so is a cassette or a vinyl, and so on and so forth. I said to regard the ticket as your primary inventory, and that is true because the ability to do your live performances and the ability to do your exhibitions, that rests with your intuition. You do not need management. You do not need anyone else to express yourself. As long as you can offer tickets to your events and you can express yourself at these events, you can do this until you retire or until you choose to stop. But now you can, in addition to the tickets, you can have DVDs and vinyls and CDs and cassettes and NFTs, which is the newest form of reproduction, which is you same expression, your audience has that expression, but now they can trade that amongst themselves. Final thing I'll talk about in closing is the ability to do transmission and serialization, but the transmission only applies to audio recordings. Folks that do spoken word or music, is that they can go into program direction, program director. You'll need something called a International Standard Recording Code, ISRC. But with that, you can operate a studio of your own and you can transmit each of your ISRCs. This is also the most profitable of all the copyrights that I've spoken so far, but this one is exclusively for audio, folks who are in audio or create audio or expressions that are encapsulated in audio. Serialization is just the ability, all these intuitions, all these expressions, all these visions that I've spoke of today, you can create your own magazine, you can create your own newspaper. Specifically, think about it in terms of a newspaper. Every public display, every public performance, every transmission, every reproduction that you make, every distribution, you can hype yourself up. You can make propaganda about your own brand because it is your intuition, and you are your intuition's number one employee. In fact, you might be your intuition's only employee. So express yourself. Do you? Thank you. Take care.